Jen, and I'm back with another collection disconnection video. This is where I'm going to show you how you can take one manufacturer collection and use it in several ways. Last week I just went with the kit's theme and I just played with the kit. That was my first layout using the kit. Today I want to show you how you can pull just a few colors from all of the kit embellishments and papers to make a layout that's very it's like kind of one color tone, and then next week I'll show you how to pull the opposite color tone. So today I'm using these three photos of my nephew holding on to his dad's hair for dear life, and there's a lot of blues and greens obviously in these photos. So what I've decided is to pull all of the blue, green, and yellows from the kit. I wanted to add the yellow so that it had a little pop, because if you just stick with the colors that are, like if I just stuck with the blue and the green, for me it would be a little bit too monochromatic, or not too monochromatic, but I just like to have that extra pop of color, so I'm adding in the yellow. So I've just pulled, this is a cut apart sheet and it has lots of blues on it, so I pulled this just in case. I also have the 6x6 pad cut apart sheet like this that's already cut up, along with all of the die cuts and embellishments that are in blues and greens, and they're just sitting in this dish waiting for me to use if I need them. I have two 12x12 pattern papers that I could pull from. And then I pulled just the stickers. I'll pull off whatever I need that goes with the colors. And then for my title, I'm going to try to use these thickers, and I'm going to just pull the letters from the blues or the yellows or both, and maybe in combination with these corrugated letter stickers. And then I have these to kind of finish up with. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I do have a white piece of cardstock here that I might use for my base. I realize that the colors of the paper line, crepe paper, is often kind of like an off-white or a cream tone. It doesn't bother me to mix cream and white, but if it bothers you, then you could use a cream base instead.
So often when I'm using multiple photos, I will let the photos kind of guide me to a layout design. So I have three photos and I know I want to place them in a row. So what I'm going to do is cut a few strips of these patterns and place them at the top, and then put the photos below them. So I've just cut both of those blue sheets that I pulled out, a larger strip of the chevron and a smaller one of the other pattern. And I'm kind of struggling with the way that those two patterns look right next to each other. They're different, but it looks kind of busy to me. So I'm looking for something that I can place in between those patterns to kind of separate them a little bit. And I'm actually just looking at the branding strips of all of the different papers right now, and none of them really were working for me. So I decide to nix that idea, and I'm going to go ahead and just get going on the rest of the layout while I'm thinking about it. So I want to mount this larger photo. I want to place it on some sort of backing, and I'm going to use just a piece of 6x6 pattern paper to mount that on. So this is kind of bridging the gap between that cream color that's in the papers and the white that's on my photos. If I put them right next to each other, the white right next to the cream, then it looks intentional. So I cut a strip of some cardstock from my stash to stick in between those two patterns, but I end up taking it off and just leaving the patterns as they are. I did decide to add a little bit of interest to this triangle pattern by using my notebook punch from EK Success. I love that punch, one of my favorite border punches. And I'm just going to now layer them together. So it makes it actually even a little bit more busy, but in the end I like how it comes out. So I'll just go ahead and mount that to the larger chevron border. And another thing that I wanted to point out with this layout, if you want to stretch your collection and make it last longer, you can make your layouts feel really finished and complete well, at least I think, by using not a ton of pattern paper. So you'll see here, those are the only pieces of pattern paper I'm going to use on this layout, but it still feels very much like a finished layout to me. So that's another way that you can just kind of stretch your kit. So here I am taking those mixed font or mixed pattern alphabet stickers, and I'm just pulling out some of the blue and the yellow. And then I found this sticker that says fantastic. And so my title is going to be Fantastic Grip, which is perfect because that's exactly what my nephew is doing, is gripping onto his dad's hair. So now I'm pulling out all of the little bits and pieces that I sorted through earlier to see if some of these will work on the layout. And I also pulled that little X border sticker that you see at the top left as well. So right now I'm thinking of placing the title right below the photos and then lining up some of these little die cuts alongside the photos so it makes one long strip, but I'm not loving it. So I just decided to rearrange things a bit, and I'm liking this already a lot more. So I'm going to just commit right away, and now I have my larger photo and then the two smaller photos next to it. And I'm just going to rest that title a little bit on top of that photo. And I really like the way that it all kind of fits together this way. And I like the way the word fantastic kind of lays in the open space on the other photo. That little die cut says a wild spirit. And I thought that was good too. Like, he's holding on to his dad's hair like he's on a bucking bronco or something. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I also found a home for that little border sticker. I just laid it right underneath the photos, and I'm lining up those two little die cuts. They're actually cut from the cut aparts from the 6x6 pattern paper. I'm lining those up on the side. So now I've got this block of photos and embellishments, and I'm going to keep everything pretty much to this block. I put that felt heart just in that space between where the title is and where those little cut aparts are. And I'm just looking through some of the other things to see what else I might want to add. I thought about adding this arrow sticker, but it just didn't really fit in anywhere, and I just wasn't loving the way it was looking. I did find this little sticker that says "Oh so cute," and I like the way that it brings the wood grain from the "So sweet" tag over to the left hand side. So I'll end up using that, and I just popped it up on some foam squares. Thought about using that too, since there's two people in the photo, but decided against it. It was a little too big and a little too bold. I also am going to use, these are actually diamond shaped little stickers that I'm cutting in half to use as little triangles, and I'm just going to layer those up next to the photo. And now I'm just looking at some of my puffy stickers, and I'm going to add a little cloud and a little ampersand. And the cloud works because these are outdoor photos. The bird too, like there's really nothing that the bird has to do with anything, just the fact that it was an outdoorsy kind of layout for me was enough. I layered up that ampersand on top of the felt heart, and then I filled in that other space with a few enamel dots. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my journaling down. Just one thing to note, I usually put like thread in my tags, but here I decided not to for whatever reason. I just felt it looked nice and clean without it. So I'm just, sorry you can see my hair there. I'm just adding the journaling with my favorite Muji pen, just a few lines right below where that border sticker is. And then I am going to stamp the date with my Chamel Roller Date Stamp and some Glacier ink from Close to My Heart. I'm going to try out, I'm looking up the date on my computer really quick, and then I'll stamp the date. This was last Sunday, August 2nd. And I'm just looking for that ink. I know I want to do a blue or something. I stamp the date off quite often in black, but this time I'm going to go with a blue. So I'm just trying out a couple of different blues here. The Lagoon was a little bit too, I don't know, it was too bright or something. It didn't quite fit the feel, but the Glacier ink from Close to My Heart was perfect. It's a light blue. And Now for final touch, I'm going to add some Heidi Swap Color Shine. I just got these color shines last night and I wanted to try them out. The peacock is a lot bluer than I thought it was. I thought it would have more of a green tone to it, but it didn't. That's okay. I'm going to just go with it. And then the other one is butter, and that's a nice, pretty yellow. So they don't match exactly, but they match well enough. And so that is going to complete the layout. I hope that you've gotten some new ideas on ways that you can pull just a few colors from a collection for a different look. And I'll link to all of the available products in the video description below, as well as over on my blog, CraftyJenScow.com, where I'll have much more information, as well as links to the other places that you can find me. If you want to see the other videos in this series, just check out the Collection Disconnection playlist on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon.